To quit your job and start a successful online business, you need to be aware of and really be mindful of three things. And I'm gonna cover them all in detail, but I'll go with the first one first. And that would be set a goal. You need to set a goal right off the bat. While you're working your job, set a goal. What is it that you want your life to be like 3 to 5 years from now? If your business was successful, to call your business successful after 3 to 5 years, what would that look like? You need to write that down. And this is an exercise. You can take some time to do it. Just get you a cup of coffee or just something to drink, and just sit back, relax, and just write out a vision of what you want your life to be like as a result of having a successful business. That's how you really get started on the right foundation, because everything that's going to be created over the next few months and years, it's going to come from inside of you, your mind, your thought process, your desire, your dream, your vision. But you got to map that out. You can't leave it to chance. You can't just hope that you're happy after 3 to 5 years. You got to actually write it down. You got to think it out, and you got to be able to see it. You got to have it on paper so that you'll know when you're off track, and then you can start doing things to get back on track. Because one of the things about running your own successful business that's different from having a job is you are the driver. You are the one who is dictating the results. You're the one who is making everything happen. So it stands to reason that you design what it is that you want to happen in advance. You actually write it out. You actually think about it. You contemplate it. And then you go about making it come to fruition. You paint the picture, and then you start to make life line up to that picture. So your dream is important. So you want financial goals. You want the type of business that you want to run. You want, is it going to be a big company with several employees, or is it going to be a one-man show, a solopreneur? Do you want to sell products, or do you just want to market products? Do you want to be in software? Do you want to be a teacher? Do you want to create digital products that you sell and people download, or they access them through a paywall? It's just things like this that you should think about in advance. And they can all change, by the way, but the end result is what you really want to key on, your ideal and the type of lifestyle you want, and like I say, the financial part of it, how much money you want. How much money would it take for you to be free? So that's the question you'd have to answer. How much above and beyond would you have to make compared to your current salary at your job? So that paints your target. So you have to establish what that target is so that you can hit that bullseye. Again, I mentioned lifestyle, that's another one. So you should think of in advance where you want to live. Where do you want to work? Do you want to work out of your home? Do you want to have an office? Do you want to move to a coastal area? Do you want to move to the mountains? Do you want to work from a cabin? Do you want to work on the beach? That's not what it's cracked up to be, by the way. But the scenery is great. So, but if that's what you want, that's what you want. So yeah, you just determine in advance what it is that you do want, and that's your goal. So you got to have a goal. That's your first milestone that you want to hit, even before you quit your job, and even before you really start putting in a lot of plans to quit your job and making a lot of things happen, you want to sit down and formulate what it is that you want, and you want to get your vision really, really clear so that you know what you're aiming at. That's the most important part, by the way, just knowing what you want. And I've often said this, and it's not original, I've heard it at other places too. If you don't know what you want, I can guarantee you know exactly what you don't want. So I can assure you that you know what you don't want. So just start writing down the opposite of what you don't want. That could be maybe you don't want a boss breathing down your neck all the time. Maybe you don't want to work a schedule to where you're putting in 50, 60 hours a week. Maybe you don't want to be living paycheck to paycheck. Those are the things that you just flip it to the opposite. So not working paycheck to paycheck is being financially independent. So you come up with a number that makes you financially independent, and you work towards that number. Having a boss breathe down your back, you want to be free, you want to be able to call the shots, you want to be able to come and go when you want, and you're willing to work for that to create that type of lifestyle. So that's the opposite of having a boss. You are the boss. And then so many of the other things that may be bothering you right now, they're a great place to start. Start right there. Start with the things that really aggravate you the most right now, and look at your business as a way of rectifying that situation and making things better. Okay, so number 2, what you want to do is you want to have this mindset of thinking long-term versus short-term thinking. And I'm not going to go a whole lot in depth with that. I think I'm going to do a whole nother video on that at some other time. But with that vein of thought, you want to be thinking in terms of knowing that you're going to be working your job while you're building your business. And you can't let that bother you. Because so many people, they think, okay, I started my own business. My boss can go take a flying leap. I'm done with this. You don't want to do that. You want to keep that job. You want to keep that job for several reasons. Number 1 is you don't want the pressure, the financial pressure on you to have to be successful right out the gate, because it's a learning curve that you have to go through. An entrepreneur's life is just it's totally different from an employee's life, and you're gonna have to get acclimated to that type of lifestyle and what it takes to be successful as an entrepreneur, because there are 2 different skill sets. Being a great employee and being a great entrepreneur are 2 different things, and they can get really confusing. When you first start building your business, you'll apply some of the things that you learn when you're working your job and being really good at your job, being excellent at it, and they won't move the needle at all when it comes to running your business. So you will have to learn all of that, and the best way to learn it is while you still have a job, because that job is going to keep paying the bills for you. And even if you're not making as much money as you want to make, it's still better than nothing, and it's giving you a cushion as you continue to get the knowledge that you need and build up the skill sets you need to provide value in the marketplace, which in turn will pay you money. So you want to be thinking in terms of keeping your job until you can absolutely do without it, because it's going to be the thing that keeps a lot of the pressure off of you that a lot of people face as entrepreneurs, especially starting out. I mean, there's a lot of pressure anyway, but in the beginning it's even harder because you never faced any of these type of situations before. So keep your job. And the other thing about having a job is that job is motivation. When that boss makes you do something that you don't want to do, that puts you in a position where you're going to really try harder that night or that evening or that weekend to get things done in your business, because you know you got to replace that boss and you got to fire that boss, and the pressure is real. It's staring you right in the face, and you're thinking, I don't really need this anymore. So I'm gonna do what I can do so that the new vehicle that I have will take the place of the old vehicle that I have, being a job. So you want your business to take the place that of that job. So that will be number two. Just keep your job, and remember that again, I said long-term, short-term thinking. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So when you don't have the success you want in the beginning, you got to be thinking in terms of knowing that it's not definitely a do or die. It's something that you're building on, you're getting better at, and over time you'll get better at it, but you won't have the distraction of trying to pay your bills and feed yourself. So that's a biggie. Always be thinking in terms of your job is kind of funding things until your business starts to take hold and starts to fund things for you. And plus you get to build up a good nest egg. A good nest egg will help in times when you may hit a shortfall in your business as well. In your business, if you're able to really kind of save and bank a lot of your business cash in the beginning, you'll build up a good reserve, which again alleviates a lot of pressure. The other thing is number three, you want to get a mentor. And I think this is one of the most important aspects of being in business for yourself, because you don't have a boss and you haven't really done a lot of the things that needs to be done. You need to find somebody who's been there and done that, and they can show you the way. And if you can get a mentor or a coach, that's going to shorten your learning curve, and also it'll give you somebody who can relate to the challenges that you're going through. Because if you have a spouse, they won't be able to understand it, your family won't be able to understand it, but your mentor, your coach, they will definitely get it. And sometimes we all need that. We just need that to help us with our sanity. And when you got a coach or a mentor, nothing ever seems like it's completely out of the norm for you. You'll get better as you go along, but they'll be able to see your growth even better than you do, because they will have like a bird's eye view of everything. They'll be able to see it from above and just far reaching, because they've actually gone through a lot of the things that you're going through. But they'll also see the minefield in front of you to help you step different ways to avoid certain pitfalls that most people go through during the trial and error method. You won't have as much of the trial and error method because your mentor will have already gone through and done all of that before. And that's what makes them so valuable to you. So definitely be open to a mentor throughout your whole career, really. Everybody has a coach. All the sports superstars, Michael Jordan had a coach, Tiger Woods had a coach, Kobe had a coach. Everybody had a coach who has done anything really, really substantially great in life. So being a very successful business owner will require you having a coach or a mentor, which leads me to the other thing is courses and books and seminars, things like that are really good. And also having a network of other people that are like-minded. Then you can create the mastermind principle and get it to work with you in your business. And that is other people who are doing what you're doing. It's like your idea to become amplified, and your ideas will build on their ideas, and you'll be able to get where you need to go a lot quicker as well, knowing that you're doing it as a group, and everybody is bringing something to the table that helps everybody else. So think in terms of networking with other people, and you do that by going to a lot of these seminars as well. You'll meet a lot of people there. A lot of times that's where you get your big break, just meeting that right person or right people, and that will take your game to the next level. So I like to consider that as a part of mentorship as well. But association with the right people will get you where you want to go a lot quicker than you just being all by yourself. The solopreneur, it is a good thing, but there are certain parts of it that it gets lonely, and sometimes it gets frustrating because you don't always have other people to bounce your ideas off of, or to get fresh input from things that are really working for other people. So always be open to networking with other people and hearing other people's take on things, especially if they're successful and they're on the same road as you are. So, uh, like I said, coaching programs, um, seminars, and also books. That was the other one. Reading books. Reading books will change you faster than almost anything. You need to read books to develop a mindset. An entrepreneur has a certain mindset that makes them successful, and you want to borrow the mindset of other people and make it a part of your own, and then that causes you to grow by leaps and bounds, faster than you ever could have grown on your own. Uh, because you got to think about it. You are where you are because of the way you've been thinking in the past. Your thinking brings the lifestyle that you create in life. So you gotta always be up in your game. You gotta always be building a stronger mindset, and you gotta always be changing old habits and paradigms that have been holding you back. And one of the best ways to do that is to read. To read, because the other thing too is that author doesn't know you, so you're not going to take everything so personal. You're going to look at it from the standpoint of, man, they're hitting some really good points, and they'll go straight into your mind. You won't fight them if you're reading a lot. So get on a really good reading habit, because that'll change you quicker than a lot of other things that people promise as a quick fix. Reading will do it quickly, but steadily, and in a lasting way. Which brings me to something that's out in the internet marketing space that you really have to be aware of, and it's a two-pronged challenge. And I call it, like they call it, I think it's shiny ball syndrome, like shiny object syndrome, shiny object syndrome, to where it's like you're following the next best thing or the next newest revolution that's coming up. Now, right now it's AI. In the past it was social media. It's just things that come along, or a new social media app. And everybody's saying, "Hey, go over here, do this, do that. That's going to make you money." And at the end of on the tail end of that, they're selling you some product, the next great thing that comes along. The newest fad. You have to be aware that that's being sold to you, but it's two-pronged. It's like they are really the people who do sell these type of things. We call them gurus, but they are selling these type of products and services. But on the other side, it's what you bring to the table. You thinking in terms of what I'm doing is not working as well as I want it to work. So I'm kind of open to ideas. What do you got, man? Let me check it out. And you go check it out, and that sales letter is designed to psychologically pull you in. They know all the triggers to pull, and they know all of the hot buttons to push in order to make you pull out your credit card and boom, pay for that product or service, or get their coaching, or get their membership program or something like that. But it's all designed for that. But they're playing on your fears, they're playing on your inadequacies, they're playing on the times when you are down and you're looking for just another way out. And we all get to that point at some time in our career. So that's why I say it's two-pronged. It's what you're bringing to the table, and it's what they're coming at you with. They're trying to persuade you to do something, but deep down inside, you kind of want to do it anyway, because you're looking at what they're offering as the solution to your problem, when in reality, that's not always the solution. The solution is working at what you're doing to get proficient at it, to develop a certain level of mastery. And then when you get to that high level of mastery or excellence, then the money starts to come, because you are providing value. Bottom line out of everything is you're always looking to provide value. Value is the key. And in order to provide value, you have to get really good. You have to get proficient at what you do. And that takes time. And there isn't one get-rich-quick scheme that's going to get you there. There isn't a silver bullet. So just don't get caught up in the shiny object syndrome of chasing the next great thing, because that's what leads people to poverty, especially in the internet marketing space, is trying to chase that next silver bullet. And you don't have to do it. Just get good at what you do and find yourself a mentor who has done what you want to do, and then let them guide you to where you need to go. And the other thing too, with this business, so many of the fundamentals, they're very, very simple. And if you master those fundamentals, you get good at it, then you can take them and apply it to anything that comes down the pike with the cutting edge of technology or anything else that comes down the pike. So use those three things, and I think you'll be good. All right, have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon.